Afternoon, everyone. So, it's getting hunting season, and I figured people might be interested in knowing what some of these structures are in case you run across them while you're out in the woods. If you're close to these types of structures that are bed structures, it's probably best to vacate the area because they're probably young nearby. So these are the various types that I'm aware of, and I will go over these very shortly. So the bear people, they build a platform up a pair of trees. They wrap, opposing trees' limbs around the opposing tree, and then joist them in with double-ended Y sticks, tie them in place, and then weave, a big basket, kind of like these, as a place to shelter from the rain, and they fill the bottoms with branches that are small, layers of twigs, and then bark and moss. And then you have the yarn. This is the bed type that my grandmother drew and explained to me when I was a child. This is the type of bed that the yarn that she grew up around slept in. She called it a cornucopia bed. And they were open-ended on both sides, with a small hole at the top and a larger hole at the bottom. And as long as the desert was hot, they would leave both holes open, and when it got too cold or it would start to rain, they would close the bottom end off like this and just leave it open on the small end so they could crawl in and out like a big sleeping bag. But these again are woven branches that are lined with moss and bark. But up here, booger people will also utilize this same style. Especially up around the Portland area, you'll see these beds a lot. And then you have the Oma and Guanche beds. They sleep straight on the ground. They don't typically put much other than maybe a little bit of cedar bark underneath their upside-down baskets. These are typically open-faced. They're very intricately woven. And typically they will put foliage across the top to make them a little more water-resistant. And then the Skookum beds are very unique. They're very human-looking. These are very common down in the redwoods, and they'll create a peg system, and they lace a frame in of small, long, thin sticks, and then they fill the internal with like small sticks and moss and bark again. And for their children, they make a similar little round bed that's still posted into the ground like their adult beds, but they include an upside-down basket that has no door, and they add foliage to keep the rain off the child. But this is also meant to prevent attack from coyotes. Now the Oma and Guanche, they will also make an upside-down basket that has no door. So if you find like 2 or 3 of these open-doored, and then a couple of little upside-down baskets that have no doors, there are young in the area, and they're trying to prevent them from being harmed by wild dogs like coyotes. So there's a few of the bed systems I am aware of.